What's up, idols? It's CC Lesson 3. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. After some trauma, we are back with another story time that is also, unfortunately, somewhat traumatic. But in the end, it all worked out for the best. And that's one thing I really like about these stories. Like, when you guys send in the emails, you're not pessimistic. You're not overly optimistic. It's so real. Like, you guys tell me the good and the bad of the whole situation. So without further ado, it is worth noting though that some of this, like, there's a good maybe extra 2 to 3 minutes or so that I cannot put on YouTube, and that's going to be on Patreon. You'll be able to understand everything that's going on in the story without it, but if you really want to know exactly what she was dealing with, then patrons, please check it out. And if you want to become a patron, you can check out the link in the description. So this full video will be there ad-free, plus the extra 2 to 3 minutes of descriptive detail that's too explicit for YouTube. So for this story, we have a change because normally people say, I want to stay anonymous, I want to stay anonymous, but she doesn't care. She doesn't think she did anything wrong in this situation. Her name is Lana. She said we can call her Lana. Be on the lookout for her in the comments because she might be talking with y'all. Lana is a student in Korea. She's getting her master's degree. And it is funny because before she got to Korea, she was not at all like the partier, the clubber, the drinker, but she said it's just one of those things that you kind of learn to do with the Koreans. It's like the best way to de-stress. So she became a clubber and she drinks when she's too stressed. She said it's just part of the culture to her. So Lana was already talking with a guy that she likes. Like, they weren't official, it wasn't boyfriend, girlfriend or anything like that yet, but it was heading in that direction. So when she would go out to the clubs, she didn't really entertain the guys there. She wasn't on dating apps. It was nothing like that. It was just going out, drinking, having fun with her friends. So on one night, she went out with 3 of her friends, 3 Korean friends who happen to be girls. She's out with her friends, having fun, drinking, dancing with the girls, when suddenly 3 guys approach them. So remember, she's already happily taken. She likes the direction that her relationship with this guy is going. So she's just kind of like watching, like, oh my God, like having her drink and looking at her friends light up because they're talking to cute guys. But there's this one guy. He's not flirting with anyone, but he is staring at Lana. After staring for a bit, he decided to go up to Lana, ask her what's her name, how old is she, where is she from, yada yada yada, bada bing bada boom. But after a while, she's like, oh no, I'm sorry, like I'm not single, I'm not really looking for anything like that right now. I'm seeing someone, I'm sorry. And let's call him Lim for the sake of the story. He's like, oh, you know what, no problem, that is absolutely okay, we can be friends, I like to be friends, I like to get to know different types of people. So they agree to follow each other on Instagram, as you do with your friends, right? So for the rest of that night, unfortunately, it seemed like only one of her friends and one of his friends hit it off. So they end up leaving together to what we can only assume was a love motel. They really hit it off. So we'll call this girlfriend Jisoo and the guy friend Jin. Jin is the realest of real ones. You will see why soon, but he's amazing. Because Jisoo and Jin hit it off, it ended up being like this thing where Lim, Lana, Jisoo and Jin would all hang out. Like, they all became pretty good friends. And remember, nobody is in any official situation yet. Jisoo and Jin, nothing official. Lana with the guy she's been talking to, nothing official. So let's skip to about 2 months ahead. Lana and Lim were talking pretty regularly enough on Instagram. Unfortunately, things did not work out with Lana and the guy that she was talking to, and she was hoping they'd be boyfriend-girlfriend one day really soon. So now she identifies as single. Lim must have found out that she was newly single, not seeing anyone anymore, because on her Instagram story, she posted about it. Like, her story said, sometimes you really want something to work out and it just doesn't. But she had nothing bad to say about him. It was their schedules. Like, he was really busy with work. She was really busy with her studies. It just didn't work out. So Lim DM'd her asking if everything was okay. She's like, yeah, I'm good. And she just explained the situation. So he's like, oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that. This girl I like is newly single. She's no longer seeing a guy. Now's his chance. Or at least that's how he sees it. So he says that they should all go out, go to the movies, get some drinks, and have some fun. And she really needed a distraction, so she said, yes, absolutely, let's do it. And that's what they've been doing the past 2 months anyway. They always went out together. So it was the 4 of them again. Jisoo, Jin, Lana, Lim. And to the untrained eye, they do appear to be like a group of friends on like a double date. They all took pictures together. They were in each other's videos, on their stories. Like, it was a very budding, happy environment. So they actually went to see the new Deadpool movie.
You know how long I've been waiting for this? Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
And Lim was way too hyped. Like, he loved it. Lana loved it. And it's one thing, you know how you like something a lot and you meme it a lot, or brother, ooh, like when something's viral or you really like something and you just reference it throughout the day. So this is what they were doing. Like, they were getting along really well and getting really close. In particular, one thing she really found funny that he would do, if you guys saw Deadpool, there's a scene, like I think it's mid-credits or post-credits, where Chris Evans, as the Human Torch, he trashed the villain. Like, he roasted her, even though he pretended he was so innocent and didn't do such a thing. And the guy, Lim, like, memorized that whole dialogue, and she was like, whoa! So he would just say it, and it was funny, and they got along really great, is what I'm trying to say. So, you know, at this point, it's been a couple months since they all met, and now that Lana is no longer with anyone, Lim decides to take this opportunity to ask her out one-on-one, like, without Jisoo and without Jin. Now, that's something they've never done before. Every time they hung out, it's always been as a group. And it was very obvious, you know, that Lim liked her. And she was always trying to be very open and upfront about what she wanted, what she didn't want, and quick to shut that down. Doesn't want to give him an inch because he'll take a mile. So she said no. She says she thinks it would be a bad idea if they hung out one-on-one. And she did say, to his credit, since that first night that they met in the club, he wasn't at all flirty with her. So part of her felt bad for telling him, I don't think it's a good idea for us to hang out one-on-one. So when he asked how come, she explained the situation. She's like, look, I just got out of this thing with a guy, and, you know, you and I are really good friends, and I only see you as a friend. I don't want you to get the wrong idea if me and you hang out one-on-one, because then that looks like a date. So he's like, no, 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 of course not. How about we meet during the daytime so it's less date-like? It's just two friends hanging out. And to that, she actually did agree. She's like, look, I think he gets it. It's here in writing because they're DMing each other on Instagram. I think he gets that I don't like him like that, and I think he's okay with it.
That is not correct.
So he mentioned there's a cafe that he thinks she would like, and they should go check it out together. So that's what they do. So fast forward to the hangout. They meet at the cafe, and everything is normal. Nothing out of the ordinary whatsoever. And they're even referencing Deadpool a lot to each other still. So far, so good. Then they talk about, Halloween will be fun this year. Maybe we should do Deadpool and we should do Wolverine. And then they're like, yeah, that would be so much fun. But then again, oh my God, so many people will probably be dressed up as Deadpool and Wolverine. We should do something different. So then Lim says, maybe we could do a couple costume.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
And then Lana's like, oh, do friends go as couple costumes in this country? Again, Lana did not want to give him an inch because she knew he would try to take a mile. So then Lim says they're friends now, but maybe when Halloween approaches, there'll be more than that.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
She's like, oh, but you know, we're friends, and you know that I don't want anything more than that. So again, she keeps letting him know, I don't want anything more than just a friendship with you. And that's one thing I really can't stand. Like, why is it that no once is never enough, or very rarely is enough? I won't say never. You got to be nice about it, and you got to be repetitive and firm, or they'll be like, come on, here's my thing. I'm sorry, little ramble. But like, I've been in situations before where I like a guy and they don't like me back. So I can only speak from how I feel, I suppose. But to me, if a guy tells me he's not interested, or he sees me as a friend, or he's seeing someone else, he's more interested in someone else, whatever the excuse or reason may be, maybe he thinks I'm ugly. That's fine too. I'm going to leave because it's embarrassing. Why would I spend my time trying to persuade you and beg you to like me? I just don't understand that. Like, if you don't like me, cool. I will find someone who does. So anyway, Lim says, well, you were in a relationship before. Now that you're not, your feelings will change.
Oh! He needs some milk.
Boy.
She's like, okay, maybe it's like a language barrier thing, because my feelings can change. Sure, that's fair, I suppose. But don't tell me my feelings will change, because that means you can't understand the concept of someone not wanting you. She's like, this was a mistake. What the fuck is happening? So then she says, you know what? I think it would be best for us to cut this short. I'll see you sometime soon. He agrees. Yeah, let's go. So they go their separate ways. So the next night, he messaged her and said that he was genuinely sorry, and he really wants to know, just out of curiosity, what her type is. She sees this message and she's like, ugh.
Oh, I made a mistake.
So she actually decided not to reply. She just said, look, I might need some time to think about an answer, to think about if I want to answer, or maybe like that's just it with us because he's clearly not okay just being my friend. She goes to her Instagram the next day. She decides, okay, I'm gonna respond. But she's met with horror when she does. He decided to answer for her. He said, you like tall man, rich man, muscles with handsome face, always same, don't answer, I already know.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And Lana said, for what it's worth, her ex was not at all tall. Well, not her ex, but like the guy she was talking to when she met Lim. was not at all tall. He had a good job, but he was so busy with work and he did not make a whole lot of money, but he did have a good job. He was too busy to work out, so no muscles there. And she said absolutely she found him handsome. Like, you're entitled to be with someone you find attractive as long as they like you back. Don't guys like women they think are beautiful or with a pretty face? That's usually what starts off the initial pursuit. Don't guys usually go to a girl whose body type they find attractive? Like, surely he likes Lana because he thinks she's pretty. And surely she liked the guy she was talking to because she thinks he's handsome. And you're trying to get mad at her for wanting a handsome dude? So with that, she did not reply. Like, what do you even say to that? Homie is having a nervous breakdown. So about another whole week goes by. No communication at all with Lim, from Lim, by Lim. So then Lana gets a message from Jisoo, and Jisoo is freaking out. And she's like, oh my god, Lana, you didn't tell me you like Lim. Lana's like, what? I don't. I absolutely do not like him. Like, what are you talking about? So then Jisoo responds to Lana by sending her a voice note that she got from Jin. In this recording, Jin is explaining that Lim is telling everyone that they know that Lana and Lim slept together, and it's on video. What you say? Oh, that you only meant well. So Lim went into descriptive detail about what they did on this video, or in this video, and how it was all Lana's idea to get back at her ex, like the last guy she was talking to, hoping to make him jealous. They did very dirty things on camera, and it was all Lana's idea. So after hearing this, of course, Lana wanted to talk to Jin directly, like, what is he saying? Like, what are you talking about? And she asked if they could speak on the phone. But then Jisoo said, actually, maybe we should all meet together in person and talk face to face about what the hell's going on. So when they meet up, Jin says that he's worried about Lim because he's acting strange. He also said that Lim is the only guy in their friend group who's not seeing a girl, and that he is saying strange things. So Lana is like, well, I don't know how strange he's being, but I most certainly did not sleep with him. Of that, I am certain. Like, what do you, when, how, please, details. She told him exactly what happened. She said last week. About a week ago. Around me are familiar faces, worn out. Me and him met up in a cafe. We talked about Deadpool and Wolverine. He talked about couple costumes. He said that he thinks I will like him one day. I said I don't think that's gonna happen, and we went our separate ways, and he DM'd me asking me what my type was, and then he told me what my type was, and we have not talked since. And again, she has the DMs. Her story makes a lot more sense, plus she has evidence. So I don't have like a description of Lim, but I'm just gonna have to assume he's not the things he's describing and he's insecure about it. So when Jin goes into details about what he heard through Lim, it's insane, and it made Lana sick. Like, she was very, very angry. So for the YouTube version, he says that the moment that her and her little ex situationship ended, she called him over to her dorm because she was lonely and wanted to make him jealous. He said she didn't want to drink alone, wanted them to get drunk together and have some fun and film it to make the ex jealous. So after Lana hears all of this, she is just, what the f? She messaged him and she said just that, what the f is wrong with you? You have no video because nothing happened, you weirdo. Like, why are you saying this? Why are you lying? And then he tells her that the video is easy proof these days. What does that even mean? Then he says she doesn't remember because she was drunk. So she's like, okay, cool. Show me the video. So he says, make it real or everyone will see. She just says question mark. She's like, what are you talking about? So he repeats himself, make this real or everyone will see. So she repeats herself, show me the video. So what she gets is a phone recording video on a laptop, and it's only 6 seconds long, but it was indeed her face doing stuff. And then he said, everyone will see soon. So with that, she knew exactly what was happening. Jin knew exactly what was happening. Jisoo knew exactly what was happening. This is a deep fake. He made a deep fake video. That's why he's never visible in it. It's only her. He's filming what she's doing, but it most definitely was not her. And it's so crazy because recently, like within the last month or two, sharing these deep fakes are actually illegal. Like, Korea finally made it a crime. You can go to jail for like 7 years for that. But this was over the summer and it wasn't as heavily tracked and punished just yet. So she was sure there was absolutely a full video out there somewhere. So then she freaks out. She's like, is he telling me that I have to sleep with him in real life and threatening to make this public if I don't? But again, this dumbass is saying this in messages. Screenshot. So Jisoo and Jin say, we should take this to the police. We have evidence right here. Yokita. Jin said, let me talk to him first. Like, he's my friend. I don't know what's going on. So when he talked to Lim, he said, it's real. It's not fake. She's drunk and doesn't remember. So then Lana says, I can't even have people over my dorm. I have a roommate. Like, how would this have happened? My roommate was just in the corner being quiet, and the background was not her dorm. Of that little 6-second video, she doesn't know where that was. So eventually the police did get involved. And when they searched his devices, they found the chat. They found like the guy who hooked him up with his deepfake video. It's like we talked about a few months ago now on my channel, where all it takes is like a picture of your face, a video of your face, and they can make you look like you're doing everything everywhere all at once. The four of them hung out a lot. They have plenty of pictures together. They have plenty of videos together. And also they follow each other on Instagram. He had access to everything he needed to have this video made. So according to Jin and Jisoo, the police made him delete all of the stuff. And his social media and internet usage is heavily monitored, well, I think for like the next 2 years. And he was fined. It's a little annoying because if this happened a little more recently, he might have gone to jail, which would have been lovely. And what's even more fucked up is he's saying, make this real or everyone will see. Every person he would have sent that to would have also gotten in trouble for having this. It's the same way like in the States with CP. They do not mess around with CP. If you have it on your phone, if you were sent it, you are getting questioned and you are in trouble.
How you doing? All right, how are you? Have a seat over in that chair, please.
But alas, we ball. Lana is happy that this is done and dusted. She hasn't heard from him since. Of course he's blocked. She doesn't want anything to do with him. It is a little weird though, she says, because like Jisoo and Jin have now since become like an official couple. And it is a little frustrating to her because Lim and Jin are still friends. They're still homies. But at the same time, she's like, I don't really expect him to cut off like a good friend because of some girl he just met. Like we just met a few months ago. I don't expect him to take my side completely. He did help her get justice. He said, let's go to the police. He helped her with all the translation and stuff, him and Jisoo. But it is disappointing that he might do this again soon. So Lana, I am so sorry this happened to you. Thank you so much for sending in this story. I just keep hearing about these horrible and scary situations that women find themselves in these days. Like what is happening? There are so many good guys out there like Jin, but we need them to intervene a lot more often. So that is it for this story time. If you want to see more story times like this, binge the playlist. It's about to pop up on the end screen. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Annyeong.